Welcome back to my podcast, which is as of yet unnamed. Do leave name ideas in the comments if you have them. At the moment, the podcast category on my YouTube is called Sarabella's Novella. I just threw that in. That's just a placeholder for the moment. But I do need a podcast name, and it needs to have my name in it, because the whole purpose of this is to promote my music. So it needs to have my artist name in there. I'm thinking about Sarabella Bites, like just something kind of short that way. The bites being my incisive political and social commentary. But if you have a better idea, or if you want to just agree or veto any of my ideas, pop them in the comment box below. Guys, oh my god, I'm so I put on my first set of false nails last night, and the euphoria, the power I'm getting. Am I seriously limited in what I can do? Yes. Am I having to relearn simple movements with, on one hand, a broken arm? I know it doesn't look it, but I do have a fractured arm. And now my nails are getting in the way of everything? Yes. But my reasoning was, normally I can't wear nails because I'm playing guitar. But I can't play guitar at the moment anyway, so I was like, I'm going to try out these nails. And I'm going to show you up close in the camera. Ooh! I got them in pennies and stuck them on myself. So the title of today's video is I'm Not Enjoying Capitalism Enough. And let me explain or give a little bit of background. I always try to be a very conscious consumer. I wash and recycle every piece of plastic that I buy. So if maybe I'll buy chicken in plastic. I'm not throwing the plastic in the bin, I'm washing it, I'm recycling it. That's the same for nearly everything that I get in a plastic package. I don't buy clothes very often at all, mainly on account of fast fashion, because I don't really have a lot of vintage spots near me or secondhand spots. And I'm really trying to avoid buying fast fashion. That is difficult sometimes. Boo-hoo. Oh. But it is difficult because I don't love shopping where you don't have a range of sizes for every garment, because I'm quite small. You haven't met me in person. If you haven't met me in person, you wouldn't know that. But I'm quite small. So it's clothes in vintage stores or secondhand stores do generally tend to be men's secondhand and just tend to be quite large and oversized, and that kind of tends to swamp me. So it means I don't buy clothes very often at all. Only really a few times, once or twice a year probably, I buy something new. I wear all the same clothes that I've worn for a long time because I haven't grown in a long time either. So all of this takes quite a bit of effort. Now, not effort in the same way the people who work in these factories making fast fashion clothing are putting out effort. But it takes quite a bit of consciousness, and it takes a lot of space in my brain. I have enormous existential dread over plastic, the environment in general, but specifically plastic. Every piece of plastic I see, every time I see somebody else's, TikTok video, they've got an iced coffee cup and they're drinking in, they're talking with their iced coffee, and I know that's going in the general waste bin. I know that's going straight to the landfill. I know that person's not washing out their coffee cup, their single-use plastic coffee cup, and putting it in the recycling. Just the amount of plastic that's made on a daily basis and consumed gives me, as I say, enormous existential dread, which is part of why I do this with pieces of plastic that I buy, use, consume, and try to avoid single-use plastic as much as possible. But in the modern world, that's really difficult. It's really hard. Again, meat. You can't really buy meat unless you're going to a butcher's and bringing a Tupperware, which you could do. But if you eat meat, like me, it's very, very hard to buy meat without using single-use plastic. Nearly everything you buy is wrapped in single-use plastic. So it's been said many a time on the internet that there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. There are many different ways you could interpret this statement. That everything that you buy is somehow, extractive from somebody else, or that even if you try very hard to be ethical, it's quite difficult in capitalism because everything that's provided to us is so easy. And it's very hard to go outside of that ease and provide for yourself in a way that is non-extractive. But there's a whimsy that can come with capitalism, I think, if you choose to take advantage of it. Because what is capitalism? Really, it's the abundance of choice. We're provided with an abundance of choice to stop us noticing, I suppose, our own inherent oppression and also the oppression of others that is necessary for capitalism to function. And it's so exhausting living under it and being so aware of this cost on others, on the environment, sometimes on yourself, that sometimes it feels tempting to just go with it. You know, I've been thinking lately, do I need to take advantage more of the fun parts of capitalism? Because I can't escape it either way. Okay? I went to the shop with my friend there lately, and we were in the yogurt aisle, and she was buying corner yogurts and these kind of crazy things. And I was like, oh my God, it wouldn't even occur to me to go buying a corner yogurt. First of all, they're wrapped in plastic. And second of all, there's so much sugar in them. But then I was like, I'm an adult. I could do this, you know? I could go to the shop and just buy mad stuff every time. Like, that's one of the whimsies of capitalism that you can choose to indulge in. Clothes, you know, I could be going to Penny's, I could be buying, you know, false nails like this, enjoying the whimsies of capitalism. Because, as I've said, I have to live under it either way. So, am I going to start buying €200 Shein hauls? No. Am I going to start buying from Shein at all? No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about rampant overconsumption. Now, of course, everything we do in the West could be called overconsumption. But I think if we are forced to live under capitalism either way, we might as well try and enjoy some of the whimsies and luxuriate in them, you know? So, you know, buy the expensive soap, use it, buy the candles, wash out the candle jar when you're done. Buy the thing in Penny's that is not single use. If you have to buy something plastic in Penny's, try not to make it single use. You know, these nails are going to last for 7 days. I'm an eco queen, okay? I think what's pushing me into this thought process is another thing that comes hand in hand with capitalism and particularly social media. The idea that you can't humanly be doing enough things at any point in the day. Whether it's enough things for your own wellness, whether it's enough things for the environment, for the social good, whether it's enough things for your personal or career advancement, whether it's for your body, your looks, your fitness, this, that, and the third. If you're active on social media at all, follow anything along the lines of self-improvement, it does feel, I think we've all got the feeling, that there is no human way that you could be doing everything that you feel you should be doing. For example, some of the things that I try and get myself to do on a daily basis, you know, I have a journaling practice in the morning. I meditate. I try and go for a walk every day. Not a long one. I don't like walking that much. I'm not gymming or anything at the moment because of my arm injury. When you're a musician, I saw a funny TikTok about this lately. You feel like you need to be playing, practicing, writing at all times of your existence, you know. You know, working on my social presence, another thing that I could or should be spending more time at. So I think maybe I'm advocating enjoying the whimsies of capitalism because enjoying the whimsies of capitalism and treating yourself sometimes can be an escape from the constant pressure to be doing something all the time, something that is going to advance you in some way, whether it's mentally, whether it's career-wise. I guess what I'm advocating for is self-care maybe, and an element of that is just little treats, you know. A little treat can be a corner yogurt in the shop. A little treat can be getting, you know, Penny's nails for, you know, that are going to last you a week. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that if we have to live under this anyway, we might as well enjoy some of the small luxuries of it, some of the small whimsies, in order to escape this crippling pressure that comes at us from the small blocks of entire world that we carry in our hands, and from every message that we take in everywhere, that we need to be doing something at all times. These elements of whimsy or self-care can maybe remove us from that, and that's what I plan to indulge in more. This was a bit of a rambly one because I am going away this weekend, so I had to film it pretty close to my last one, so I'm almost all yapped out. But I'm hoping that going away for the weekend will fill me with more, as I say, vim, vigor, gumption to fill you guys in everything that's been on my mind. What are small luxuries of capitalism that you like to engage in? Do let me know. And see you in the next one.